All right, got a Honda Civic 2003 model, and the fuel pump is acting funky, but as luck would have it, young man filled up the gas tank right before the problem. So I've got to find a way to get some of the fuel out of the tank, because when I release the fuel tank in the back, it's going to overflow. That's how full it is. So I'm going to try to gain some access here. I mean, there's a way to unhook here, but I'm just not sure what's what on this car. And there's not a really, you would think the community that's out there, there would be a lot more information about what fuel line goes to what. Sadly, I can't find it. I'm hoping to get this box out of the way and be able to have something to work with here. Get some room. I'm gonna try to get this fuel line off here without it being a disaster. Come off of there. You know, this engine just got put in this car. It's another one of those things that's pretty familiar with my channel. I work on a lot of stuff that has been setting up for a while, that people are trying to get back on the road. And these are types of things that happen. I did not put this engine in this car, but a buddy of mine did, and did a good job. It runs really good. This engine runs really good. And that's great. But you know, after setting up, you know, the fuel pump's now, you know, showing that it's no good. And so it's little things like that. And honestly, if you're gonna do a swap like that, really, you should probably just, I hate just replacing stuff that's not completely necessary, but while you're at it, it might not be a bad idea for you to go ahead and replace, you know, fuel pump before you get the engine in and all that. Not that it really affects anything. I'm hoping that this is going to come off pretty easy, but I have no guarantees on that. Like I said, a magnet is one of your best buddies on a deal like this. Come off there. See if maybe we can get this out of the way and give ourselves a little bit more room to work with. Let's go ahead and do that. You know, you try to find a way to cut up a couple of corners to make this a little easier, and really at the end of the day, you just got to go for it and get it off there, move on. So the idea here is we're going to try to get this air box out of the way, and this should give us enough room to maybe get our hands on the fuel line and get it disconnected. And then we're going to try to pump out a few gallons of gas, since it is over the top filled, and go from there. Hopefully we can do it without it being a big deal. holding us up here? I don't see anything left hanging on here. Okay. That's a little aggravating, getting that off, but we were able to get it off. So once again, magnet comes in handy. I believe it goes. I believe it goes like that, but I could be wrong. Anyway, I think we might have enough room now to actually do something with this fuel hose. There we go. And you want to remember, this can, still going to have some fuel to it. So you probably want to catch it with something. I'll grab some napkins or something here and wrap that up. And also want to remember this clip. I don't want to break it. I just went to the parts store and got some 1/4-inch fuel line. And I'm just going to slide it on. And I'm probably going to get a clamp that. This gives me enough slack to get it over to a jug. And that's how we're going to do this. It's not barbed on this line, so you have to take that for what it's worth. I'm going to try to crimp it down and get it where it'll maybe hold it a little bit. We're just going to tighten this down where it's easy to tighten down. My hands are so cold. If you see me shaking a lot, guys, I apologize. But man, like I said, it was 70 degrees here yesterday, so the high 30s today is a real shocker to the system after you're used to having a beautiful day to work in, and then this happens. I would rather have something completely outside the car, but this is what I have to work with. So give me a little room to work with here, and I'm going to put my fuses back in that we took out yesterday. Oh, you're probably not seeing any of this. I apologize, guys. All I'm doing is putting the fuses back in that I took out yesterday for the fuel pump. I'm hoping that what I'm trying to do here is going to work. It might not. I might have to jump that relay. Let's see if it's pumping out any fuel at all. Yeah, I think it was. Alright. Okay, so what I did here is I just cycled the key on and off 15 to 20 times to get the fuel level down just enough to where I knew that it wasn't going to come out over the top of the fuel tank when you take the pump out. And then I just took the fuses out, cranked the car over to relieve any fuel pressure that was still on the line. Now, here's the key to that. When you do that, you're still going to have some residual fuel left in the line. So make sure you have some paper towels down when you unhook it at the back. And you should be fine after that. You don't have to pump it 5 gallons out. I think I pumped maybe a gallon and a half out of the fuel, a top full tank. So they gave me enough, space back there. When I pulled the pump out, it wasn't that bad. Just wanted to add that to the video. Okay, I think I finally got enough gas pumped out to where I feel like I can safely remove this fuel pump. To remove this line, you have 2 tabs you push in right here while pushing this line forward holding these tabs, and then pull that line back. Now, be aware, you get some paper towels, some towels of any kind that you can, you're gonna have fuel come out no matter what you do. And it might be a lot, might be a little. You wanna be careful. No open flames or anything around this, guys. Be safe. I'm going to try to record as much as I can here, guys, but I need 2 hands to do everything, and frankly, that might not work for us. But anyway, here's the tool that you're going to use. You just get it in the slots here because this is plastic. You really don't want to be beating around on it a lot. And you just put this in here, you twist it and break it free, and it should come off. Take your time. Be careful, this is sharp too. It can cut you, you don't want to slip. I'm going to put my gloves on to do this. Let me mount you guys on my head here so you can see what I'm doing. Notice I got this plastic container. This tank is full. It's pretty much full, guys. There's going to be leaking fuel here, and there's not much I can do about it, and I'm on a schedule to keep, so I've got to try to get this thing done. But this is how this tool works, and it works great. And be careful not to tear up your line. Try to get a better bite on it. Like I said, no open flames. Don't have your buddy standing outside the window smoking a cigarette, handing you tools. Any of that crap, especially with the full tank, because this car is going to get a lot of fumes in it, guys. Here's the cap. You want to make sure this is pretty clean around here. You don't want to knock anything down in the fuel tank. And now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to get this up, lose as little fuel as possible in the process. Stuff some paper towels down here. And like I said, this tank is full, so it's not going to be the easiest for my end. You have to just be easy, be patient, watch your fuel line because it's plastic. And I say right here is where you take your time even more. Kind of stop, especially when you know you're dealing with a lot of fuel in the tank. Kind of pay attention to the orientation that it's coming out in. Be real careful with your fuel gauge. And that went directly from the fuel tank right into this plastic. And this is why. See all the fuel still coming out? That's how that's going to be. Now, my advice is to get out of the vehicle and handle your business. All right, guys, and the installation process is just as easy. You just do the reverse, put it back in. I do highly recommend that tool for the cap. Makes it a lot easier. When you go to put it back in, on a lot of the new fuel pumps that you'll put in, we ended up with a whole new module. You're going to need the clip for your fuel line off of the old unit and put it on the new unit. It's not that big a deal. Slip it on there, put your pipe back on after you tighten everything down. Make sure your seal's in a good spot. You're good to go. Pretty easy job, but and I covered the basics, and if you took it off, you can probably put it back together pretty easy. It's not that hard of a job. If you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section below. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Got a lot of good stuff coming up soon. I appreciate everyone who has hit the subscribe button and shared the videos. It's awesome. I greatly appreciate it. Love interacting with you guys, and I will see you on the next video, hopefully soon. Thanks.